Hi everybody, Chris Stokes from Custom Fitness Personal Training Studio. Did you know that getting good quality sleep can actually enhance your fat loss results and help your body to raise its own metabolism so that way then as you are sleeping, you're burning more calories, can also help your body to reset and rejuvenate itself better. So good quality sleep sounds like something that a lot of people wish for and don't always get. Sometimes this weather that we're having with all the rain can help to induce that sleep, but sometimes it can actually mess it up. The barometric pressure can have some issues with our sleep cycle and cause some trouble there. So I've got a few different tips today that's going to help a lot of you to increase your sleep habits. And sleep is something that, as I said, it can help you to either succeed or fail at your goals. But it's also something that I feel very strongly about helping people with. So as I'm doing coaching, we basically do lifestyle coaching. We coach on exercise, we coach on nutrition, we coach on lifestyle. And so lifestyle involves your sleep habits and the routine, if you will, that you have before you go to bed. And so if you don't have a routine before bed, that's number one. We're going to make sure that we have something that's pretty standard that we do before bed. Maybe it's the last 30 minutes, the last hour before bed, that always kind of tells our body, okay, we're getting ready for this. And that sounds kind of silly, but it goes into your subconscious and it starts to help you to relax a little bit. So number one key to getting better sleep is, you're going to think this is just repetitious, but it's hydration. If you will hydrate during the day, not right before you go to bed, that might not help. But if you hydrate during the day, drink half your body weight in ounces of water every day, you're going to see an increase in the amount of good quality sleep that you get and the amount of REM sleep that you get. Remember that REM sleep is that deep sleep where your body restores and rejuvenates itself. It's a sleep that you're not dreaming during typically, but just where your body's really resting and getting that good quality restoration. That REM sleep typically happens in waves throughout the night, but the best time to get your quality sleep is between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. So if you're going to bed after 11 or even right at 11, you're not going to get the same level of sleep that you would if you went to bed, say at 10 or 10:30, and slept until at least 2 a.m. Now, am I saying that's all the sleep you need? No, definitely need the 7 to 9 hours of sleep like most people here, but those are the hours that you really, if you get woken up between 11 and 2, if you go to sleep at 10, you get woken up somewhere in there, it's kind of that deja vu moment where you wake up and you don't really know who you are or what day it is or, you know, what's happening. But if you wake up after that mark, then you're groggy, but you're able to function and figure out kind of what's happening. So that's kind of the difference there in the different levels of sleep in layman's terms, if you will. So hydration is key, always is for just about everything. But if we get hydrated well during the day, you're going to start sleeping better because your body can function better. Then about 30 minutes to an hour before bed, your next step is to make sure and set all your electronics down. If you're watching this video and it happens to be 30 minutes before bed, stop watching it and watch it tomorrow. So we want to set all the electronics down. We want to get rid of any extra sensations of electronics, even if the TV's in the background and you're just kind of vegging out, not paying attention to it, or you've got the TV on, your phone on, your tablet, and you're doing all these things. Really step away from the electronics as much as possible. Get your brain away from it. So even if you don't think you're paying attention to it, your brain's actually fighting to try and figure out what's happening on that TV, even if you're focused over here on a conversation. And so that will actually kind of set off this electrical issue, if you will, within your brain that then takes time to calm down. And so a lot of times we're going to bed with those electrical firings happening and our brain can't rest. So setting aside all the electronics, and that includes if you're reading a book, reading is great, but read it on paper. So even on the paper whites and all those kinds of things, any type of electronics, they're putting off different energies basically that are causing your body to become more heightened and aware rather than more relaxed. So we want to make sure and set all those aside. So what can you do during those 30 minutes? Well, you can move. You can go for a walk. You can do some stretching. You can do a light workout, something that's going to ease your body into more of a relaxed state rather than, like, say, some HIIT training that's going to kind of rev you up and everything. Most of the time, workout-wise, if you do a workout and you go to sleep within the next 30 minutes to 45 minutes, you're going to feel fine. You'll feel tired after that workout and it'll make you sleep better. But if you do a workout and you wait longer than that 45 minutes, your energy should be coming back up at that point and you're going to notice that you can't sleep as well. So your call on kind of how that goes, but those are some ideas there. The last one is one of the best ones that really a lot of us wake up during the night. We can't go to sleep at night because we're thinking. The brain is always going. This tends to happen typically more to women than men. just because our brains work differently. And so a lot of times men hit the bed, they can kind of flip a switch in their brain and they're asleep. Women hit the bed and it may be 2 or 3 hours before we actually fall asleep, because we're just sitting there thinking about all the things we've got to do tomorrow, all the things we didn't get done today, all the things that have to come up in a month or 2 years or whatever it may be. So the best thing that we can do for that issue is to get an actual piece of paper, get you a journal, and just write down everything in your brain. Could be good, bad, indifferent, could be stuff that needs to be done, stuff that you've already done, doesn't matter. If it comes to mind, write it down. And the more that you can write down, the less it'll be in your head later. So why does that work? Well, it works because a few years ago, they started doing research studies on these new schools that are doing all the electronic stuff. They've got the smart boards, they've got the tablets, the kids don't carry textbooks anymore. And they did a study between those types of schools and what I would consider like an old school version, that they have the textbooks, they have the dry erase or the blackboards, and they have to write everything down, have to read everything for themselves, can't just look it up on Google and those things. When they did these studies, they were trying to see which schools would end up with better test scores. The electronic side was kind of pushed to win because they were the ones that they had all the information at their fingertips. They could look up anything, anytime. They had everything they needed to study for the test, whereas the other kids, only had what was given to them. So they did this study between the schools, and they actually figured out that the ones who wrote it down were the ones with the highest test scores. And it was because they've linked the fact that your brain has a trigger that if you physically write something down, it now knows that it's written down and it can let it go. However, it does not have the same trigger whenever it comes to typing something into a phone or a device. It does not recognize that it's been written down, so it feels like it needs to retain that information, and a lot of times that's what's keeping us up at night. So, to recap here, to get better sleep at night, first of all, we're going to hydrate during the day. Most of the time, you're not going to want to hydrate about an hour before bed, just to make sure. You're going to make sure that you set all electronics aside at least 30 minutes before bed. An hour would be better. You're going to try and do some sort of movement, stretching, walking, exercise, something easy to kind of rest your body and get it ready to rest. And then you're going to write down everything in your brain on a piece of paper with a pen or pencil to make sure that your brain can let it go and you can get some good restful sleep. So try those tips out over the next few days. Let me know how they go. I'd love to hear it. Just comment below. If you'd like some more tips or more help with your lifestyle habits that may be hindering your weight loss success or your muscle growth success or just your general health, we'd love to help you. Feel free to give us a call, 806-322-3188. We would be happy to schedule a consultation for you. And remember, this week is Bring a Friend Week, so if you'd like to come try out any type of session that we offer, feel free to give us a call. You can tell them that you're my friend for the week, and you can come in and try out any session that you want. And that way then you can kind of get to know what it is that we do and how we do it, see if we're the right fit for you. I hope you got some good out of today's post, and I will be talking with you soon. Have a great one.